Hello everyone, welcome back. We're doing our video for right now. But I just want to say again, thank you guys so much for coming and thank you for being here. And again, periods are hard to talk about sometimes because it could be cultural or it could be the way our family talks about them. But like I said, they're normal and natural. I just wanted to go over our options one more time. So we have our liner and our shield right here, which are reusable and washable. And then we have our menstrual cup right here, which is, again, reusable and washable as well. They last 10 years, and we can use them for up to 10 years. And then again, we have the blue ones. For those of you who didn't remember, who came in late, the blue ones are for people who are under 30, yep, and who haven't given birth. And the clear ones are for people over 30 or who have given birth. And then the last thing, last thing is our disposables. And remember, again, if none of these options work for you, it's totally okay to use whatever does work for you. So if the liners are something that you think, it's not really working for me, or these don't really work for me, you're welcome to use disposables as well. It just sometimes they can be really cost ineffective and they can be a lot to have to buy all the time. But yeah. So again, thank you guys so much for coming, and thank you for being a part of my video today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
But yeah, thank you guys so much. All right, we're good. Thank you. People have made this thing where basically you are able to just put water up there, and it's not good because your vagina is a self-cleaning organism. Yeah. It doesn't need things like vaginal deodorant or special wipes or whatever to keep it clean. It keeps itself clean as long as you just take some soap and water and you gently clean your, so do we know what the parts of our vagina, do we know our vulva is? Can I teach you a fun fact? Okay. So you know when you call it a vagina, right? Your vagina is actually the inside part. The outside part is called your vulva. So if anyone ever says your vagina, you're like, are you talking about the inside part? No, we're talking about the vulva. So, let's just go over what those things are.
You're talking about the vulva.
You're talking about the vulva. So, that hole right there, that's the vagina. That's the vaginal opening. The outside parts you'll see what people call the lips. That's the labia majora and the labia minora. Mm-hmm. It's those little things that are flappy on the outside of your vulva, and that's what you have. That's the only thing you have to clean. Is you just take some soap and water and you just gently scrub down there, and you don't need to go inside your vagina. It's just keep it clean on the outside.
So is that the labia, the lips?
Yes.
Protecting our vagina?
It is, yeah. So the lips are protecting your vagina, and the reason often people will think mine are super big, or they're too big, or stuff like that. Every vagina looks different, and don't let anyone tell you what your vagina is supposed to look like. Sorry, your vulva is supposed to look like. Yes, thank you. Don't let anyone tell you what your vulva is supposed to look like, okay? And people often think is there something wrong with me, or is there something a medical reason that this is like that? Like I said, there's a variation of different types of vulvas. Some people have really small labia folds, so you can't really see. Some of them have really long labia folds. And the important thing about that is just to keep them clean, right? Yeah.
Is it true having a lot of sex can stretch them out?
No, that is a lie. I hate that lie. Yep, that cannot do that. Having a lot of sex affects your outside parts, not at all. There's nothing that does that affects that. And also, while we're at it, let's talk about the hymen. So, I'm sure a lot of you have heard of this idea of when you're younger and you have sex for the first time, your hymen breaks, right? So,
Is that the cherry?
Yep, the cherry. Yeah, your cherry pops, right?
Yeah.
That's not true. So the hymen is on the vaginal opening, there's this little layer of fleshy skin that's over your vaginal opening. That's called the hymen. And the reason it's there is it's actually just left over from when your body was forming in your mother's womb, and your bits down there were deciding whether or not they were going to become a vagina or a penis. So that's why you have that. It's literally, there's no medical use for it. There's no need for it to be there. It's just left over from you developing as a child. And everyone's hymen looks kind of different. Most people's are is a little, so this is your vaginal opening, right? And then there's a ring of flesh around it, and there's a little hole in the middle, and that's what typically most people's look like. Some people have multiple holes in their hymen, and some people have a condition where they have a really, really small hole, so that way menstrual blood doesn't get out, and they can't put tampons in. That's a very rare thing, but those are the different types of hymens that you can have, right? to wear away because, like I said, it's a remnant of something that you don't need in your body anymore. And so when people say, oh, like I got my cherry popped or like it, whatever, your hymen is like that because it can pop or whatever from just exercising, from just touching your toes, from, riding a bicycle. And so the first time you have like penetrative sex, people think like, oh, that's what, like someone broke through my hymen, right? No. Your hymen is the way it's always been, and it stretches out a little bit as you get older because it's a remnant of your body that doesn't really need to be there. So, ladies, let's all remember that you can't pop your cherry, and what sex does not, for the most part, sex does not change anything down here. Your vagina, your vulva is the same, and it will always stay the same as long as, unless you've had, given birth, So, make sure that we know what's going on around here at all times. That way, if we ever feel something irregular, we can go and have a doctor see it. Because if you do have, like a lump or anything like that, getting things tested and figured out early is so much safer for any sort of form of cancer if it were to form, right? So we're just gonna go over like a basic how to examine your breasts, right? Oh, it's really soft, right?
I know.
Okay, so the first thing you want to do is typically, if you look in the mirror, the first thing you want to do if you don't have a bra on is just look at your boobs and see if there's any discoloring or irregular sort of coloration on your nipples and that sort of thing. So just taking a good look at them at first is probably the first place to start. The next thing you want to do is just kind of so there's 3 different positions that you're gonna be in during this self breast examination. The first one is you're gonna be upright, and then you're gonna do it with your arms up, and then you're gonna do it when you're laying down. So the first one you wanna do is you just kind of wanna take your fingers, and you're just gonna kind of go in circular motions around your breasts, starting from the inside and then going all the way out. And then you want to, you're going this way and this way and this way, right? And you want to go as far as right here and right here. Mm-hmm. So you want to go the farthest you can to feel if there's anything irregular, right? And something that you would feel irregular is maybe hard bumps or maybe an indentation or dippling that you see in your breast, and that's when you know it's kind of irregular. Also, if your breasts tend to just be in pain from anywhere that you're touching it, that's irregular of if you don't get tender breasts during your period or something, that's something to note for sure. The next thing you want to do is you want to do it with your arms up, because that's your lymph nodes are right here, and that is where you can kind of get more of a feeling of what's going on right there. And the motion I like to use when I first do it is kind of take my fingers and I walk them on them like this, and then the other motion I do is circles like that. And then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to lay down and do it, because all those different standing, sitting, laying down positions are going to give you a different angle on your breast, so that way you can feel what's going on down there better. I don't know. But yeah, so again, the things that you want to look for that feel irregular are, obviously lumps that you can feel, places where your breast kind of comes in or is kind of dippling in. Any weird discoloration, that sort of thing. Those are important things to keep an eye out for. And like I said, the reason that we should do this is what I do, is just do it when you're in the shower. You know what I mean? If you're in the shower, just kind of check things out down there, and at least doing this once a month is really important, because like I said, breast cancer is something that is